right? So what I'm saying is that if a child is going into an environment, let's say for example, I came from the hood. So let's say this for example. My mother's teachings, she's from Jamaica, discipline, strong disciplinarian, oftentimes didn't prepare me for the environment I had to walk through to get to school. So when we're talking about dope dealers and them gangs or them boys that want to fight and do all this jazz, my mother didn't teach me how to do those things. I had to learn that from the streets. I had to learn that from the streets. So guess what? I rebuked my mother's teaching and adopted what was going to keep me safe in my environment. Okay? Not that I wanted to be like the streets, but I did it out of safety. Out of safety, I adopted that. And so one of the things I want to emphasize today is that our parents don't educate us on the era that we're living in now, but they're educating us on a time to come. And oftentimes a 15-year-old, a 13-year-old doesn't understand that language because their brain hasn't fully developed or comprehended what being 25 looks like yet.
That's true.
So it doesn't make sense when you come to a child and say, you know, you're going to be an entrepreneur one day. A child says, how do you spell that? How do you do that? And it's better to show them than tell them. Because you know what, I can tell you, it's this idea of, don't do as I do, do as I say. And that child is going to do as you do instead of do as you say, because we have mirror neurons that cause us to mimic what's going on in our environment. And so we can say, oh, we want to preach till we blue in the face, but if we're not acting out what we're talking about, that child's going to call us, like brother said back here, too many hypocrites in the church. We talk a good game, but are we really living it?
Yeah.
Whether it's in the light or in the dark, everything comes high eventually. You know that. And so, I'm sorry, brother, did you want to say something?
You have said something that you hit it on the point. You said your mother taught you she was a very disciplined lady. I come from a family, my mother raised me with 6 kids in the family. My mother was very, very hard. She taught us right from wrong, but when we left to go to school, to go through those neighborhoods, she couldn't teach us that because she didn't know. It's in you. What do you want to do? My brothers them wanted to be a part of that. You know, when they saw that excited them. Me, I wanted to go ahead and be good. So it's in you. Once they teach you, and you get out there by yourself, and you get into that influence, what do you want to do? Do you want to go with the boys, or do you want to go ahead and go right?
Right.
We came from the same family, but my brothers then, when we went through the hood, they went with the fellas, I went the other way.
Let me ask you this. What, in the birth order, where did you rank? Were you the first born? You were the baby. So this is the luxury. You had the luxury of being the last child to see how it worked out for them, and you said, you know what, I don't want no parts of that, I'm going to go this way instead. I'm an only child in a single parent household with no daddy around, had daddy issues for a long time, y'all, until about my mid-20s, right? And I talk about this in my book. And I didn't realize how those daddy issues played out in every relationship that I engaged in. The feelings of abandonment, the feelings of like not being worthy and rejected. You know what? I prided myself off of achievements, thinking that if I get, the more achievements I get, the more validation, and people will love me. They will give me the love that my father never gave me, and that will make up for it. But it never did. I was still empty. Go ahead, you want to say something else?
I was the same way. When my dad left, when my mother got remarried, the man she remarried was a fighter. I mean, fought a lot. What they did to me, I had a choice. I'm going to be like that, or I'm not going to be like that.
Facts.
I said, I'm not going to, when my dad left, I said, I'm not going to leave my family. And I was little. I said, I'm not going to leave my family. I'm not going to do that because it hurted me.
Exactly.
When my mother got remarried, when I saw the fighting, I said, I would not do that when I get married.
Bingo, you spot on, brother. Hey, you almost, you right ahead of me. I'm running the race with you, though. But you're right ahead of me. It's the idea of, I learned exactly from my dad indirectly how to be a father by not duplicating what he did to me. That's why I got 4 beautiful kids right now, and one that want to be right up under me and do everything that I do. So it's a beautiful thing.